can work it out. 'Cause giving in is oh so hard, but love is at stake. Where there's a will, there's a way. Now if we only knew how, learning to love, learning to laugh and fear, learning to fight through these years that bring us closer together. Learning to love, learning the first golden rule, knowing that anything is possible. 'Cause nothing's gonna keep us from, nothing's gonna keep us from learning the ropes.
What up, y'all? It's your boy MJ Plus, the Wrestling Encyclopedia, and you are here for Learning the Ropes. I'm here with my brother XLJ, the OG. How you doing, boss?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Like life be life and like
Facts.
loving this time of year. Always big like spooky season fan and fall weather and stuff. Although I don't think we're really gonna get a fall. It's just gonna go straight into winter, which it always does here in the Midwest in the past
I
10
was gonna
years.
say that's pretty much what it's doing here.
Yeah. That's like shit. They're already like talking about frost advisories. I'm not ready for this shit, Mike.
It's freezing here in Washington, and my body cannot take this cold weather.
What's your definition of freezing though? Like what is cold there?
30s.
So it's not like because we can get down in the single digits here, on the true winter.
We can. It's rare, but it has happened.
Yeah. Regardless, it's not fun. Anyway, you
No,
slice
no.
it.
Especially when you're in the physical condition I'm in, and your body starts feeling like you're 70 when you're only 33, and it's not fun.
Yeah, the older you get, the more it sucks.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, knees, hip, and like ankle all like popped as I was getting out of bed. It's like, okay, yep, nope, fuck the weather.
I'm just gonna stay in bed for the day. Fuck it,
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
But we have a great episode for y'all today. We're talking about pro wrestling venues. But first, XOJ, you gotta plug a
Yes.
Palooza.
Oh yes, indeed, Mike. You know me. I wouldn't be the same without Plugapalooza. But I mentioned spooky season, the fall, and of course, this is our favorite time of year. Like it is a time-honored tradition. It's crazy to think, dude. This is the 5th year we're doing this, but Halloween week.
That's crazy. We've
I
been doing-
know. I know. It's like, what the fuck? We've been doing this for 5 years? Like, really?
The crew's been together for 5 years. That's damn.
Well, the channel started before the crew, but like,
yeah,
I
but
mean,
still, it was not that long before.
No, not that long
Yeah.
after. So yeah, it's literally we're probably hitting 5 years next year, which is
Yeah.
insane. But here we are. But no, man, it's our favorite time of year because it's Halloween week, and we always put out like Halloween content. Some of your favorite cool TV shows we've got coming at you, and of course our annual Halloween special, which I really think this year's special is probably my favorite one to date. Like it's a really cool special. I'm really excited about it. But that's all coming to you next week. But if you follow me on TikTok and other social media platforms, I said at the top of the hour we're going to have an exclusive sneak peek at some of the content coming your way next week here on Cole TV. So check out this sneak peek of all of the Halloween week shows that are coming your way next week here on Cole TV. What did you find out of all the genres of film? What was it? The appeal of horror films that got you like hooked?
I'm one of those weird, like adrenaline junkies. So for me, it's not necessarily about being scared. I like things that make my heart race a little bit. You know what I mean? That last scene of that movie where she walks into the basement and dude's standing in the corner, like every night taking the garbage out at dusk or after the sun had set at dark. Like after I saw that movie, I would walk by those empty apartments and like peek in to make sure there wasn't a fucking dude standing in the corner. Like that was the effect that movie had on me.
Be corrupt and just do vile and terrible things, and in a way they become somewhat worse than Freddy Krueger. Like they just destroy society. It's like we all
realize they have that power,
Power,
and can fight in other people's dreams. They
Yeah, and they
get
fuck with
power
everybody. Yeah.
hungry and start becoming almost Freddy like themselves, and like invading people's dreams, like the heel turn of the Dream Warriors. That's
Right.
fucking genius, dude.
Welcome to this very special Halloween special. Chub Life Halloween special.
I took a shit in the house because I'm high. And I won't stop doing the things that I do because I'm an asshole. Watch out! Alright, you assholes, come here. I'm going to teach you the art of the prank. How to shit inconspicuously in the house. It's awesome. Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin.
Oh boy, you can tell it is spooky season all year round here on Main Street in Fairborn, Ohio. And boys is all about that lifestyle. As a matter of fact, they have not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 separate shops all on Main Street. They got a variety store, an adult costume store, one for the kiddos. They have a haunted house. There's a special effects store. They even have the rock and roll grill and a haunted museum. Wowza. One other cool thing they do here is every year on Main Street, boys always host a big Halloween parade and party. It's one of the biggest in the country.
Hello, my friends. It is I, Alabaster Lugosi. Instead of goodies for Grandma, I brought lubricant and a dead possum. So, goodies for Grandma.
Let's spin the wheel and make the deal. Oh God! Oh God! We have all your needs. Look at these cheaply made masks that have all sorts of toxic fumes that will give your children health problems for years to come. Holy shit, look at this holly hobby. That freaks me the hell out. Fuck. Hey, it's me, guys. It's Alf. I just came out of that guy's asshole. Remember me? I was relevant in the 80s. I've been in that man's ass all along.
It's that thing. I wanna burn.
Tricks. Look at her. Look, oh, she's all over me. Oh, yes.
There you go. Well, that's just a sneak peek of some of the stuff we got coming to you next week. So we've got our Halloween special, our Friday night movie night episode, Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal 3, which is crazy. That's the 3rd year we've done it. Also, we got a new Cole cast. Huge shout out to the Will Gray who joined me on that episode. We're really excited. It was fun talking to him about horror. And of course, we're looking back at our original Chub Life Halloween special. So we got a retrospective of that. And also a very spooky Pro Wrestling 60 will be coming to you as it all kicks off this upcoming Monday, October the 27th. All week we'll have content. You're going to want to check it out. Halloween week's always a huge thing here on Cole TV.
I'm super excited for Halloween week. I love Halloween week on this channel. Always fun.
Yeah,
But
we have a blast. Yeah.
yes. But we are talking about pro wrestling venues here tonight on Learning the Ropes. XLJ, how much does a venue, a historic building in pro wrestling, how much do you think that means to the pro wrestling event itself that it is?
Oh man, it's such a great question. It's see, I oftentimes when I talk about pro wrestling and my love for it, I say it's like it's honestly there's a part of it's the downright romantic, right? And the venue is like part of the ore. It's part of how beautiful pro wrestling can be, especially when you get into these classic arenas, these arenas that stand the test of time. Like I gotta tell you, man, like, and we're gonna talk about a gamut of them here tonight. I know, But to me, there's just something magical. Maybe like on the outside, it looks magnificent, but if on the inside, it's kind of dingy, kind of, a little wore down, a little wore out from the years of action it's seen. There's just there's a certain aura with certain arenas, and we're going to talk about those. But it's just it's almost indescribable. It's such a cool aspect of pro wrestling for me too. I mean, because honestly, you can put your show like the stuff like WrestleManias and stuff in the big stadiums, and I mean, I've been to a couple. They're cool and all, but it just doesn't match that magic and that allure of being in like a 5,000 seat arena or less than that even, or even like a 500 seat bingo hall, so to speak. I know.
Yeah.
It's just something magical about it, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't say it any better yourself. There's something about when there's a wrestling event being announced, I get more excited when it's announced for certain arenas. When the venue is announced for certain events, and whether it be WWE, AEW, that's like, okay, this could be special because of the venue. And I think that also has to do with the fans within that area that are able, because there are certain wrestling cities
Yeah.
that like
You look at just what
Western
happened with
culture.
AEW. They just had Wrestle Dream in St. Louis. St. Louis, a historic wrestling city. I mean, and I thought it was cool how they paid homage to like Lou Thesz by having his wife there and mentioning him and stuff too.
Yes. So let's get on with our list. You start. What is your number 13?
Okay, first I gotta say, like, it was funny because as I started my list, I was just like, oh, okay, like I can, this is gonna be easy to, and it was, but then it got to the hard part was like, oh shit, I gotta knock it down from 13. So it was hard, but I did it, Mike, somehow, some way. I will give out some honorable mentions later.
Yes.
But I'm gonna start off. So starting off, number 13 is a building that unfortunately is no longer there anymore. However, the magic and the luster of this arena will live on forever in time with us pro wrestling fans. Starting off for me at number 13, I've got the Omni in Atlanta. Yeah, buddy. I mean,
You see, I almost had the Omni, but like I tried to stick with arenas that were around or like were prevalent in my lifetime. I wasn't able to watch a lot of Omni shows like like live. But I know, the prevalence of the Omni, I know for that Mid Atlantic area is very special and very important.
oh yeah, man. I can remember going back and watching some like the NWA stuff. I think if I remember correctly, I think it's Starcade 84 and 85. I think that's like when they were doing the split between that and it was the Omni in Atlanta, and it was of course the Greensboro Coliseum.
Yes. This
but
and Omni was a big when they had Great American Bash be a series of matches over 4 days. I know that, and then like Nitro had like a bunch of Omnis before it finally closed down. Like that was like a home for. When I think of Omni, I also think of like Soley. There's Gordon Soley.
Oh, Gordon Soley, yeah, absolutely, man. So many great
There's
calls.
Something about Gordon Soley just saying the words "the Omni" in Atlanta.
Yeah,
it just gives me goosebumps.
I couldn't say it better, man. Like it's goosebump inspiring when you hear those words uttered, the Omni. It's just like even the name of it is just incredible. But so many great things happen there. I mean, it's like I say, it's unfortunate it's no longer there. I mean, of course, the first thing I think of is always going to be wrestling, but I also do think back to like the Atlanta Hawks in the '80s playing there too. I think of like Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, that was the home for like, all the Atlanta teams.
Yeah, but it was like the Hawks was like the big one, man. The Hawks was because this is back man. This is back then. Like they didn't have
the Dominic days.
And
they were really prevalent.
Yeah, and at that time frame in the NBA, like the Omni was one of the bigger stadiums that a team played at too, because they didn't really play in like massive stadiums in that time frame. So, but anyways, so that, yeah, just so many great moments there. The aesthetic of it too. I also one thing I think it's really cool about it too. If you go back and you look at stuff, is the lighting there, because it's like what's so cool to me about it, man, is it's like it's very intimate, like because it's the way it's lit. It's like everything's on in the ring, right? Everything else around it's dark, but then whenever you get shots where it pans out to the audience and see, it's this massive arena. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
oh,
huge.
ooh, Charlotte. That's a good one, Charlotte Coliseum. Yeah, yeah. But for me, I had to start it off right. I went with the Omni.
For me, my number 13 is the Bell Center, Montreal.
Montreal. Okay, okay.
Yeah, giving a little love to the boys up north, whether it's the Montreal screw job and that whole Survivor Series 1997, even minus the screw job, but that's a great pay per view that goes down in history. And then you go even like recently in history with what they've done in Montreal over the years. Every time they go back with a Kevin Owens and a Sami Zayn when they go home, and the moments those two have had in that building, phenomenal. Sammy, debuting,
Yeah.
answering the John Cena challenge, even though that obviously didn't go well for him with that injury. But there's something about that Montreal crowd because they're rowdy. They speak French. They're not like they would take over a show, and they are very proud of their hometown boys, whether it's Montrealians themselves or anyone in Canada from Canada.
Those crowds are incredible too, man. That's like one easily top 5 like crowds that like can take control of a show. But
Yeah.
I think with them though, they're not. At least that's my perspective, and maybe
Yeah,
I'm
they're not
naive.
trying to take over the show. They're
Yeah.
just very proud pro wrestling.
Right. They're not assholes about it, like
Yeah.
some cities,
Yeah, they just love pro wrestling, and they will let you know that, like, no, we are here because we love the sport.
Yeah. But you pointed out something there too. You mentioned Sammy too, and talking about that injury. If you think about it, man, that injury happened because of that crowd. If you want to be
Yes.
technical,
Yes.
because it's Sammy's
He got
reaction.
hyped up, and
He's doing that. And he
Yes.
fucking tore his rotary cuff or whatever it was, and
yeah. And then,
Yeah.
like, you even go with his match against Roman in that building.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
like,
God! Holy
Yeah.
shit, was that good?
yes.
Oh
Like,
man,
there's something about, especially Sammy, and I love Kevin, but
Mhm.
there's something about Sammy in that building
Yeah.
that's just so gets me so hyped when I know they're going to Montreal.
And that was like when that happened too, that was like Sammy's like red hot.
Yeah.
Red hot. The hottest he had been his whole career, really.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great. I also think another moment I think from there too, of course you talked about the screw job. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think they had a Raw there in
Yes.
2005.
And Shawn Michaels teased
Yeah,
Bret Hart
that
comes
happened
back.
there, right? That was
Yes,
where that was at.
yeah.
Mike, I was fucking watching that Raw, and when Brett's music hit, I was in tears. I was like,
Yes.
oh my God, this is finally happening. And then when we got fucking trolled by Shawn Michaels, oh, I was so pissed.
Bret coming back.
Oh, okay. Was that at that's not Brett didn't come back, like his first comeback wasn't actually in Montreal, was
No,
it?
it wasn't. No.
But later on when he comes
Yeah.
back, it's a cool yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of great
yeah.
moments there, man.
Yes. My number 12. So most pro wrestling fans would see this as a top 10, top 5 building. And I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this. My number 12 is MSG.
Okay.
I think for me, yeah, there's some. Again, I wasn't alive when MSG was like the headquarters for WWF shows, like in the 70s and 80s. Like they've had great events and great shows that have happened, the WrestleManias and whatnot. But like MSG, I think, is just as phenomenal moments, but it's not my. When I think of pro wrestling, is not my cup of tea. But I do
Yeah.
love But the great moments are WrestleMania 10, WrestleMania 20. You know, I still think they have fucked up when they started not doing the 10 years, every 10 years in MSG. I think they should have kept on with that.
Well, and two, getting away from doing MSG and moving to Brooklyn, I thought was fucking stupid. Like I
Yeah.
mean, no offense to Brooklyn, but I'm just saying, like, it's the Garden, man.
Yeah. But
If
yes,
you
that is
notice, our backdrop here is actually Madison Square Garden too. So just
Oh, it
throwing
is. Yeah, it is.
It is,
That's
yeah.
yeah, the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
That also a great fucking event.
All right, when
Ring of
right.
Honor and this New Japan selling out Madison Square. Shout out to the homie, the Kingpin and Big Ben, Brian Malone, as being able to sell MSG with Jushin Thunder Liger.
Facts. You're not. Tell me when you're telling lies, and you're not, my friend.
Uh,
Well, spoiler for me, like it is on my list, obviously, but I thought I was being bad because I don't even have it in my top 5.
yeah.
So this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. I
Um,
like it though. I respect it.
What is your number 12?
So my number 12, I am going with another old venue, another one. So much great wrestling has occurred over here throughout the years, and thankfully this arena is still going to this day. And I don't see a whole lot of wrestling going here, but I'm like AEW, you need to go here. But I am talking about the Norfolk Scope, the old Scope. Yeah, buddy. Oh man, so many great shows here throughout the years. I always remember the aesthetic of this has really stuck out to me. Like I think back to like WCW running there, and like like Starcade 91's an example. Was there? They did a couple Clash of the Champions there. Matter of fact, the Clash where it was the Hollywood Blondes against Arn and Rick, 2 out of 3 falls took place there.
Yeah.
Um,
When I think of the Norfolk Scope, I think of the DX Invasion.
That's true too. That happened too as well, like on the
Yeah.
outside.
That Nitro.
The aesthetic of that place, dude, is so cool. Like I can still close my eyes and I can picture the ceiling and what it looks like. And it just like I don't know why that stuck with me, but the ceiling on that dome, it's just so freaking cool to me. Like I can just see it plain as day, like right now. Oh man, so many good matches that's happened over there over the years. Just it's truly a venue. I don't think it gets nearly enough love, and like I say, I don't know why it doesn't get utilized more for wrestling.
That is weird that it doesn't.
Because
by
you
any
do.
wrestling company.
I know WWE still runs there every now and then, but they just
do live events there.
They do live events. They don't do like any TV there, which is
Yeah.
crazy to me. So, Papa Khan, if you're listening, which we know you are, you need to go get All Elite Wrestling to the Norfolk Scope, man. That would be a great show, I think.
What is your number 11?
Okay, number 11. Now we're kind of getting into my list where these are going to be places I've been. So my mix is like a places that are obviously familiar, everybody's cannot speak, that are familiar with. And there's going to be a lot of diehard fans that are familiar with this one too, because this one has had a lot of professional wrestling action. Matter of fact, this venue pretty much made for professional wrestling. I've had the privilege of going here a couple times. I'm going to tell you this, it is a lot different now than it was about 15 to 20 years ago. I am talking about the arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana. So many great events have been held here over the years. Last time I was there, I think I was watching Paradigm Pro Wrestling was filming some stuff. Of course, you know, a lot of stuff. I know a lot like Ian Rotten running his shit out of there for, you know, that's another.
Yeah, I thought that place sounded familiar. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yep.
The barn. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's a great wrestling venue. I think a lot of history there, and I have fun going to shows there. It's a very intimate. I mean, maybe if you wanted to get like a couple hundred people, I don't even know if you can get that in there. Maybe 200. That's pushing it probably.
Yeah, it's not.
But it's still it's good times, man. It's good times. It's still going strong. A lot of other companies run out of there now too. I think Too Tough Tony actually owns it now.
Yes, he bought
Yeah,
that. He
yeah,
owns his own wrestling company. He does.
yeah.
He
They
actually does. Ironically, with how Too Tough Tony is with JCW, he owns a family friendly wrestling
mhm.
company.
And they
Yeah,
run shows out of there. Yeah,
yeah, him and his family run shows. Him and
yeah.
his wife own that company. I forgot what it's called, but yes.
Yeah, I forget too. But I was actually gonna be there for the Juggalo Championship Wrestling tapings about a month ago, but unfortunately I couldn't make it. But it's a great venue, man. It's great. Let me say this: if you're in Jeffersonville and you're looking for something to eat, check out Moby Dick's Great Fish Sandwich. One of the all-time greats. Their tartar sauce, my God. And I'm not a tartar sauce guy. I'm telling you. Go get you some Moby Dicks. Head to the arena. Watch you some good wrestling, man, because it's awesome. But yeah, that's my number 11's the arena in Jeffersonville. About 45 minutes from my house. So probably it's going to be the closest one on my list that I live by.
Very good arena. My number 11 is actually in Louisville, Kentucky. It is the home of OVW in the Davis Arena.
Oh.
Especially when I was in elementary school, when YouTube started becoming a thing, and I found OVW for the first time. I just thought the aesthetics and the closeness of that building with the fans right there, and there's so many great wrestling talents that have come through that building, whether it's through WWE developmental or TNA's developmental when they were part of when OVW did TNA stuff for a while. There's something just so old school and territorial about the Davis Arena. Salute to Danny Davis for what he did starting in the early 90s with the Davis Arena. Stars like Nick Dinsmore, the Bashams, of course, Shelton, Brock, Cena. Yeah, there's just something so old school and just family oriented with the Davis Arena that I've always wanted to go. It's very much a bucket list item for me.
It's on my list. It's a couple spots down. I can say I'm very fortunate. I've been there a couple times. It's pretty dope, man. I'll indulge more when we get it to it on my list. But that's a great pick. I'm so happy that you got it on yours.
Yes. My number 10 is a building. I am a homer. I will admit that. But this is a building that I was not able to go to because it closed down before I knew anything about independent wrestling. And it is the famous Portland Sports Arena, the home of Portland wrestling. Started by Don Owens Sr. in the 40s. He ran that building until 1992. The same people were in the audience every week for the Portland wrestling show. The stars that were built and came through Portland wrestling and got to wrestle in Portland Sports Auditorium is just phenomenal. The list of legends and Hall of Famers, the matches that have happened, the legendary moments that if you don't know anything about Portland wrestling's history, please do your research because there is a laundry list of greats who owe Portland wrestling the start of their career. I just found out a few months ago that The Rock he lived up here when his dad wrestled for Portland.
When Rocky was working there, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Rocky and Jimmy Snuka were a tag team up here in 73, 74.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. They actually held the Portland Tag Team Champions a couple of times as a tag team, super early in their careers. And Rocky he didn't live in Portland. He lived he lived in Washington, a tiny little town called Vancouver, which was right on the border. So
so Vancouver in Washington. There's a Vancouver in Washington State?
Yes, there is.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. And it's literally on the Washington-Oregon border. But, but you watch wrestling legends like Roddy Piper you know, Billy Jack Haynes, despite what he is now, Playboy Buddy Rhodes, NWA Legends, because they were an NWA affiliate. You could, matches Ric Flair and a young Sergeant Slaughters wrestled here. Kurt and his dad tag teamed here for a bit. Fun fact. Kurt and his dad Axel, the Axe. But yeah, no, there's something about the Portland. It's now a part of a church.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
a church bought it out in '97 after Art's brother Sandy. He ran a company in '96, '97 called USA Pro, and when they
Oh,
shut
yeah,
down,
yeah,
the
yeah.
church bought it from him.
Yeah, and they were the last ones running shows there, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah, the aesthetic of it looked really cool. That's one of those things too. If you go back, watch YouTube videos on Portland wrestling and stuff, and it just like it's just classic. How big was
fans
that?
were
It's because it was kind of a studio, right? It was
Yeah,
it was
yeah, it
studio,
was for a
right?
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's like the fans are right there.
yeah. Very, very right in the action of. Oh yeah, I love that type of thing too. I mean, that goes back to like what I was talking about with the arena there in Jeffersonville. I just love how everything is so freaking like if a wrestler like um blood comes out, no, it's probably gonna
Yeah.
hit you or something. Just be careful, watch out, because it's
Yes.
that intimate of a location and stuff with the ring to the fans. It's awesome. I love that.
XOJ, what is your number 10?
Okay, number 10. This one is not going to be. I guarantee you, this one's not going to be on anybody's list because this one's a personal one to me.
Ooh.
I first went to this, and this is one I've been to several times. Let's see. I first went to this. I think it was 2021, and this venue. It's like I'm never gonna obviously get a chance to go to like. And maybe this is high praise, but I'm never gonna get a chance to go to like a sportatorium or anything like that. But I
Yeah.
feel like, as far as the aesthetics of it, this kind of felt like this because this arena's hot as fuck. I mean, you will sweat your balls off in this arena. It doesn't matter when you go. So at number 10 for me is the Grand Sports Arena in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Now, let me tell you why this is so.
I've never even heard of this.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to tell you why this is so important to me is because this was the arena where I saw my very first ever GCW show.
Okay. All right.
So
yes.
they run GC. What I've seen out of there has pretty much been GCW shows. Interestingly enough, this arena actually is there is a minor league soccer team that plays in this venue. But they have like it's like soccer / I think they do oh fuck, like what's that? Okay, it's not hockey, but like hockey with like a ball. What's that called?
Lacrosse?
Not lacrosse. Well, I think they do have some lacrosse, but this is like where it's like you got a hockey stick and you're hitting the ball. I can't think of the name of that. Street hockey, maybe? Is that
Yeah,
what it's
roller
called?
hockey. Street hockey.
Something like that. Yeah, I think it's also serves as a street hockey arena as well. But this was keep in mind, at the time when I'm watching GCW, like I'm literally there actually for All Out weekend. This was the first All Out I went to.
Okay.
And it was just like, oh, okay, cool. They're going to be doing that. And I heard something about they're doing more games. But once again, Mike, I haven't really watched GCW other than I did see the Showboat show. My first GCW match I ever watched was Cardona against Nick Gage.
Okay.
Because at this point, Cardona is the champion.
Yeah.
So I know it's going to be crazy and stuff. And I'll never forget the feeling, dude, of like, because I was by myself too. And I mean, that weekend was like very important for me. And I'll kind of discuss it a little bit later. But just like what was so cool was this is one of the first times in my adult life where I felt like I was by myself physically, but I felt like so comfortable because I was with my family, even though, like fellow wrestling fans like me, you know?
Yes.
Because it's like fucking the guys, like I'm sitting behind over here. I remember these guys over here, they're having a discussion about like Jushin Thunder Liger's like early days and shit in New Japan and against
Oh,
Pegasus
it's the
Kid.
best feeling when you're around your own people.
Right. And then I got like people next to me freaking talking about like Stampede wrestling and shit, and I'm just like, oh, I'm at home, baby. I'm at home
Yeah,
because
it's a
going to
great
other
feeling.
shows, you just fucking at this point in my life, like going to other shows, it just wasn't, that wasn't there,
Yeah.
But this was just like, okay, I'm there, and then of course it's GCW, and it's just like, what the fuck? Because there's still highlights from this show that's still shown today, like the crazy. I'm sure you've seen it. The crazy ass spot with Ninja Mac doing like a fucking sunset flip off of a 20-foot plus ladder.
Okay, yes. Okay, now I know the building you're talking about.
Yep, that's this, okay? And
God,
got to see my first War Games match in person at this because this was the Art of War Games.
Is a
I think,
thing.
yeah, so it was like Nick Gage's crew against the guys from Ohio. Not at Koger's group, but the other guys from Ohio. Like, what the fuck were they? Like with Ricky Shane Page's guys.
Yeah,
I can't-
Fofo.
yeah, that's it. Okay, I guess that is
Yeah,
okay.
that
Yeah.
is. Yeah, Atticus
Okay.
was a part of that. That's
Okay, I
yeah.
guess Attic. Now in hindsight, yeah, he was on that show. He was in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
match. Okay,
Yeah,
so that was like,
the height of the Fofo. Like they had just
Yeah.
kind of turned babyface because Cardona was taking over.
well, here's the interesting thing about this. Like that match, we thought was. By the way, too, being at a GCW show when they're setting up a War Games is a trip, man. Because
I
it's
bet.
like it's fucking like it goes on and on and on. Like it took them about a good hour. Now I think they're a lot more efficient with it now because they have more help. But this is back,
Yes.
5 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
So
And
like,
and the height of COVID. So like yeah,
because this is literally coming out of COVID. Like COVID had just ended like months prior.
Yeah.
So they get to the match, they do the match, but that match doesn't close the show. Cardona is the champ, and that's what closes the show. And like he's fuck, I think Grim Reaper came out or something. I thought maybe, or somebody came out, and it just ended up being a bullshit schmaltz. And there was like these druids there, right?
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
And this one druid attacks Cardona in the ring, takes the mask off, and it's fucking John Moxley. I kid you not. That was probably one of the loudest pops I've ever been a part of. I damn near lost my voice because I was freaking the fuck out. Because
this was
such a shocker.
Fofo versus MDK all fucking day.
Right. And that was the match before. And then they have Cardona come out, and he's doing his spiel. Also, too, I think this is the first time where Cardona, as far as I remember, I think this is the first time where he does Deathmatch King because he's come out dressed like Randy Savage and shit.
Yes.
And it's just spectacular. But that moment, and this is where it's like I'm fucking hooked on GCW because like that moment there, that where Mox takes it off, beats Cardona, walks out with the GCW title. It's just like holy shit. Now, a little inside news here. I think I may have told you this story before. I don't know if I've told this story fully on air. So there at Hoffman Estates, stuff closes down early, pretty much. So there's like restaurants and stuff. Like if you want food, you're kind of fucked, unless you go to like a gas station or something. So that's what I did. Went to the gas station right after the card got done, pretty much, and it's close to midnight. Well, they have a law there in Illinois where, like, at least in the county there, at midnight they stop selling alcohol, like because it goes into Sunday, right? So, and it's a big ass line. Everybody's there grabbing their beer and stuff. Shit. So I'm in line. I get up to the register, and then I look around. I hear people talking. I look around. I'm like, what the fuck? Sure enough, John Moxley fucking walks in, and he's trying to get some beer. And
This sounds like Mox.
Yeah, and this is long before well, actually, not too long. So here's the story. Like I get done, get my stuff, and I'm familiar with the area. So Mox is out there with this fucking Uber driver, and I just start talking to him. And I'm like, "Hey, man, if you go over, uh, excuse me, if you go over like a county over, pretty much, you can still buy beer. Like it's still going to be available. It's just there you couldn't get it. So I don't know whether or not because it sounded like he told his Uber driver to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened, but I can tell you this, literally a month later, he announced where he was like going into rehab and shit.
Yeah.
So I've always felt fucking guilty about that. Like, oh man.
We've had this discussion.
I always been like, oh man, fuck, I didn't mean to. Oh. But that first event always holds a special place in my heart, but also too some other cool highlights I want to talk about. The next year I go back and it's Art of War Games 3, and this time I take B-roll with me, and this is B-roll's first GCW show. And he doesn't know what the fuck
made
he
him a pro wrestling fan.
Right. And it's just like, and it was just as chaotic. I remember this was the one where Alex Colon like practically almost died. Like,
Yes.
Because it's like
Art of War Games 3 had almost a few different murders.
Yeah.
And is one I have not been able to go back and watch. Because
I can remember the ambulance was there and stuff, and like he was bleeding bad, dude. Yes. Also, this was, I can't remember. I think the one, I did forget to mention this, I think at the first one I went to, that was the first time I ever saw a female death match in person, because I saw Your Wreck was wrestling, and that was badass. And then it was cool, the year after, GCW got away from doing those War Games shows there at the Grand Sports Arena. And they just had like a regular show there because they would always do shows on All Out Weekend.
Yeah.
And also they did some big gay brunches there too as well. I went to a couple big gay brunches. That was great there as well. Some of my first experiences doing a big gay brunch, which I will always say, if you've never been to an Effie's big gay brunch, you got to go. It's just the coolest vibe in the world, man. It's so like everybody is so cool. Even the cool thing was too, man, seeing there was like non-wrestling fans there, but they were just digging it. Everybody just loving everybody, how it should be, how the world should be. Oh man, but that arena holds a special place in my heart. And I will say one more thing. They have some of the best tacos I've ever had in my life. I don't know what the fuck they do, man, but their tacos are fucking on point. Like it's like authentic Mexican tacos too. It's none of this street bullshit. Yeah, it's straight up street tacos. If you watched our we did a vlog on one of the shows we was there. There's a clip, we've clipped it and showed it before in years past here on the channel. But like I think Colt Cabana's in the ring, or Colt Cabana makes a surprise appearance, and we're all shouting and getting into it and stuff. And then the camera pans over to see like his entrance, and B-roll is eating a fucking taco. And it's just like, I think I said something like, I love how you're eating tacos. And we turned that into like a meme pretty much. But good times. A lot of good times at that arena. GCW hasn't ran there in a while. I would love for them to go back there and run. I know there's a lot of other places in Chicago they run, but God, man, that Grand Sports Arena was one of my favorites.
What is your number 9?
Number 9. Okay. Number 9. We're going international. And actually, I think I want to say maybe WWE ran a show here this year, or maybe it was last year, but AEW recently ran there too as well a couple months ago. I remember the first time I saw this arena, I was so blown away because I saw some European wrestling over there, and this is what really got me hooked on ICW. I'm talking about the Hydro.
I love the Hydro.
And yeah, dude, the Hydro is fucking dope. Like just the look of that. Yeah. The look of that venue is so cool. You look on the outside. I was blown away because, dude, they fucking, those Fear and Loathing shows that first got me hooked on ICW, they were drawing like 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 people, man. I still remember very, very much Grado versus Drew Galloway for the ICW championship. I think it was like Fear and Loathing 8 or something.
Yeah.
But it's actually a huge venue. It's probably one of the bigger arenas where I'm like, okay, I like it. There's just something about it. Like the fans obviously make it. But
Yeah.
it's just crazy that that a quote unquote independent promotion would be able to pack that many people into such a huge venue. But
Yes.
I know AEW ran there, and I thought WWE did an event
They
like
did
they did like last year, didn't they, or something? Didn't they do a
2 years ago.
clash at the
It was
clash at
the
the?
first clash at Clash in the Castle.
There you go. Yeah, I knew they did something there, but like I
Yeah.
think if you look at it, I believe this is like a um 14 or 15,000 seat like arena. I mean,
Yes.
it's a fucking huge arena. It just looks gorgeous. You look at it from the outside too. It's just like a big. It's the Hydro is fucking dope, man. I'd love to see ICW go back there. I know they probably don't have as big as a following as they did. That was like the height of ICW, but man, it'd be great to see another indie European company work the Hydro. But the Hydro had to make my list, and I got it at number 9.
Yes. My number 9 is the United Center,
Nice.
Chicago. You know, it's funny that we talked about pro wrestling videos, and the first event that this building ever had was a pro wrestling event.
SummerSlam '94.
Yes, phenomenal pay per view.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good pay per view. Um, some great Monday Night Raw moments have happened there. AEW's and CM Punk's return.
I was at the Brent and I, or B-roll and I, was at the very first Forbidden Door. That was at the
Yeah,
United Center. That was incredible.
yeah. Forbidden Doors. There's something about that Chicago crowd that just kind of like what you were saying about St. Louis. There's something about pro wrestling fans in the Midwest.
We were a little nuts.
It's just a little different.
Yeah. But Chicago
Uh,
crowds
but-
especially too.
yes. But yeah, there's the United Center is just a beautiful arena that definitely deserves for
It's fucking
like
huge. It is
it is.
huge too. Like we've been
Half-
there a couple times. Like let's see, I think I've been there 3 times. Brent and I went for Forbidden Door, and then we went and with Hambone and saw Collision. We were
That's
there
yes.
at the Collision, like the first thing after Punk got fired. So that was
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then Danielson comes out as like the surprise. We were thinking we were getting Ricky Steamboat against Ricky Starks, but we got the Dragon American, which was a fucking great match. And then that happens the next night. I was there with MJ, CDC, Hambone, Spicy Guac. We were all watching all out, and that was one of the coolest like shows I think. And it was mainly for us, with
Yes.
just all of us being able to watch the show together. It was so fucking sick. Great fond memories at the United Center. United Center is a good one.
And my number 8 is actually a venue you just talked about. It's the Hydra.
Yeah, let's go.
I love anyone who knows me knows I love ICW. And when the ICW was at its heights in the mid 2010s, that building every year for Fear and Loathing packed out with those crazy ass Europeans, them damn Scots, screaming every theme song.
Yeah. Like Joe Hendry before he was Joe Hendry, and all the
Yes.
fucking entrances. I remember like I made my entrance in a hydro ball or whatever. And he comes out in that fucking blow up ball and he rolls down the.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Grado and his fucking song getting sung.
The aura of that, dude. That's okay. Here, true story. That's what got me hooked on ICW, because I saw that clip on like a non-wrestling site. Somebody was just posting it, and it was like, holy shit, what is this? And just it blew my mind. It blew my mind.
There's a one of the Fear and Loathings. There's a like a 10-man like tornado tag where it's the Black Label, which was a heel faction that Drew Galloway was part of with his best friend Jack Jester. And they were facing Team ICW, and it was like a year-long feud that started at the previous Fear and Loathing, and then ended at the it was just phenomenal. It was a bloody feud, and it was like to Mark Davis, the guy who owns ICW, and like this heel manager were fighting over the ownership of ICW, and it was just phenomenally done. It's the building that made me fall in love with Piper Niven.
Yeah.
She had a great feud with Kylie Ray, where they beat the fuck out of each other at a Fear of Loathing event.
I think also too, I believe the inaugural ICW Women's Champion was crowned there too, because there was a triple threat with her and also with who we know as Nikki Cross.
Yes.
Or Nikki, what was her? Nikki Star or Nikki?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Nikki. No, I think it was still Nikki Cross.
Oh, I thought she went by something different, or something. But the gimmick was different. Definitely different than the Nikki Cross we know.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But yeah.
You know, another one we got. I'm sorry. I feel like I can't believe Space this shit forgot to talk about this. Talk about incredible moments for the Hydro and for ICW. What about Lionheart finally getting his moment to shine and defeating Justice for the ICW title? R.I.P. Lionheart, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, that story.
Right. Nikki Storm.
Nikki Storm, there you go. Nikki Storm. I knew it was Nikki Storm. But Lionheart, if y'all don't know, Lionheart was an incredible pro wrestler. He left us way too soon.
Of Scottish pro wrestling.
Oh my God, so fucking good. Like, and he would have been huge over here. I have no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Like, he was just so fucking talented, and like the ICW did such a great story with building him up too, and like finally he's like, okay, this is my last shot at the championship. Because the stip for this, it was a Fear and Loathing, I forget the one, but the stip was if Lionheart lost, he had to leave and retire pretty much from pro wrestling.
Yes.
And he had a bitter rival too with Justice or Jackie Polo, which that gimmick, fucking brilliant. Like Jackie Polo, like a hardcore, like Irish, like dude, you know, like a chicken shit heel. But then he literally, what he does his own version of like a hybrid of Jeff Jarrett with JBL.
Yeah.
And it's fucking brilliant. He even has the fucking thick Texas, like Tennessean accent. Oh my God. So good.
Yes.
We need to do an ICW episode, I think, bro.
Oh, I was just thinking the same thing.
But anyway, sorry. I can go on and on about ICW.
Yes, me too. But yeah, that is my number 8. What's your number 8?
Number 8 for me is one you mentioned earlier, sir, and I'm so happy you did because it's the Davis Arena in Louisville, Kentucky, man. I'm fortunate enough to say this is another one I'm pretty close to, probably about maybe less than an hour away from. I can remember going back there in the heydays of OVW in like the early 2000s. It's weird too because this is how long ago it was, dude. I went there like before. I think they were in developmental, like early developmental, because I don't remember seeing Cena or Lesnar. I do remember seeing Shelton Benjamin.
So yeah, this was like 99, 2000, like 2000, 2001.
Probably 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
Because this is the time frame when they sent Big Show to OVW.
Yes.
And this is when Mark Henry was there too.
Oh yeah.
Because that was the match I seen. But it's crazy. And then many, 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 many years later, about a couple of years ago, but many years from that time frame, I go back to the Davis Arena. Night and day difference. It's amazing. A huge shout out to, like you said, to Danny Davis. Huge shout out to Al Snow too, and what they've done. That arena, it's amazing. Here's the thing: a lot of people don't realize that used to be just like that's still an industrial building area. Like there's miscellaneous.
There's a bunch of like random like construction buildings. And
you would never guess there's a fucking a world famous wrestling arena over there. Because that's what they did. They took an industrial building and just turned it into a wrestling arena.
Yes.
But
shout out to Danny Davis being able to like buy that arena in '92 or whatever.
And it's crazy, dude, because you walk in there and you're just like you're blown away because like on the outside it's just like, okay, this is like a fucking factory, like a storage warehouse or whatever. And you go in and you're just like, holy shit! Like everything they do, like it's cool. The layout they have too is they literally built their kind of own like bleacher system for the seats. Like
Yeah.
it's all wood and shit that they've crafted by hand and stuff, so to elevate people up, so everybody can have a good. There's not a bad seat in the Davis Arena either.
That's
It's really fucking cool. Like,
again, yeah, it's definitely a bucket list item for me to get out
oh
there.
my god, yeah. You ever get out here, man? We're taking you to the Davis Arena. We'll oh man, it's such a good shout out to Suplex Media, because we
Oh,
met
yeah?
up with him beforehand and and had some dinner before the last show we went to, and now he's back working with OVW, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to him. But yeah, Davis Arena, I have it at my number 8. It's just a great wrestling venue, and like you say, the history there is so rich with OVW and what they've done. It's crazy too, the fact that they've had that arena so long.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
A
I
lot of
don't
people
know.
don't know that like OVW wasn't a company that WWE made. It was
No.
just like a company that Danny Davis started in 91, 92 when he like
Mhm.
retired and he was friends with Cornette and
Yeah,
Cornette's like,
and
hey, you want to be a developmental system?
they toured around here, dude. They
Yeah.
toured around my area because I can remember one of
I
the
know.
first indie show. Matter of fact, I think it was the first indie show I ever went to was an OVW show. They were running in a little town here called Vernon, Indiana,
Yes.
and it was like like a National Guard Armory, because that's
Yeah.
fucking well we got, and like on that show, I got to go through and look at pictures because I still got pictures from that show that we took with like a disposable camera. And like there was these guys, I don't know their names. I know they didn't go, as far as I know, they didn't go on to do anything huge, but they had like a kind of like a country boys gimmick and stuff. And I remember my dad just thought that was like the coolest thing. And also, we saw a guy who was a popular wrestler in our area here, Roger Blade,
I've heard the name.
went up against Kamala in the main event.
Ah.
Yeah,
I
and
like.
I'm probably 11 or 12 when I'm watching this. So,
I remember they were like huge with like the Six Flags shows in that area.
yeah, they did. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Davis Arena is fucking great, dude.
What number was that for you?
8.
What is your number 7?
Number 7 is going to be the biggest venue for me on this list. I don't do a whole lot of domes, but you got to have this on there. You talk about bucket list items. This is a bucket list item for me. I'm bound to determine. I don't know how, I don't know why or when it's going to happen, but somehow, someday, I am going to make my way to the Tokyo Dome. Tokyo Dome is number 7 on my list. It's huge, it's massive, but God, look at the history here, dude. So many great Japanese wrestling shows have happened. All the Wrestle Kingdoms, all the January 4th shows. You think of all these big shows over the year, these crossover shows. You think back to the WCW and New Japan super shows and stuff. So many iconic moments have happened in the Tokyo Dome. Like this one. This is the one on my list that's probably like I'm not. I really am wanting to go just because of the historic significance and because of just the aesthetics of it. Because I know it's not going to be like a closed, like like some of these venues we have because it's fucking huge. Tokyo Dome's fucking huge.
Yeah.
But still, it's like I am bound and determined to get to the Tokyo Dome for Wrestle Kingdom or something. But I love the way that shows look from the Tokyo Dome too. Just the magnificent, like the entryway and just like how massive it is. It's the Tokyo Dome. I fucking love the Tokyo Dome. But like I say, that's the only dome that's on my list.
My number 7 is the former home of NXT. It's Full Sail.
That's a good one.
There's something about that college building getting turned into a studio for pro wrestling out of nowhere, and the fandom that became the Black and Gold era that turned a game show into one of the better wrestling shows that WWE does.
Yeah,
There's
it's
there's
crazy.
something about that Full Sail for the crowd that just makes you love television wrestling.
It's way cooler than the Performance Center too, I think.
Yes,
Full Sail.
absolutely. And I missed the Full Sail. When they came back for Homecoming, I was like, I missed this. This was beautifully done. This place, it reminds me of a newer version of the arena. Just
Oh,
fans wise. Just
okay.
like the close knit, like they're right there. They love their pro wrestling. They love that product. And it was just like they were yearning for it every week.
Yeah. That's good.
My number 5, my number 6. My bad.
Number 6, right? Yeah. No,
Yeah,
you're good.
number 6 is the Hammerstein.
Oh my god, I feel like a fucking idiot. I didn't even have that written down. Yeah, that's a huge one. I can't believe I
Yes.
forgot that.
Whether
Shit.
it's, the ECW shows that we're doing at the Hammerstein. And I've always made it known that I ran into ECW very late into that company's run. They were on TV when I ran into them in like 10 and so I only got to see a few ECW shows, but those Hammerstein shows, along with the Elks Lodge, because you can put them side by side, because they had the Elks Lodge and Queens. There's something about those shows that were always beautiful. And now with GCW running the Hammerstein and what they've been able to do, selling it out, fucking so awesome.
Shit, and everybody's doing the Hammerstein now too. You had AEW work it. You had
Yes, AEW, that
NXT
first
did
one
it.
night stand,
Oh my god, so good.
so beautifully. Like, I wish they had not fucked that pay-per-view up, because that first one night stand should have just been a one-off.
Oh, it's so good. Like I don't even think of the second one was okay, but the first one's just magical. That
Yes.
crowd, my god, that was a reward to all of us ECW diehard fans, man. Man, and huge shout out to the fact of the matter is rich history and Ring of Honor running there for many
Yes.
years too. You got to give a shout out to them as well. A lot of final
Good.
battles happen there. But it's crazy to me. You think we've mentioned all these companies, and it's amazing to me that what wrestling company literally sold it out multiple times. It's fucking Game Changer Wrestling.
Yeah.
GCW. Like huge shout out to Brett Lauderdale and the crew, man. GCW, like in the Hammerstein, it just feels right. Great. Yeah, Hammerstein's a great one. I feel like a boob for not having that on my list. That's a good
What is your number 6?
Number 6, you mentioned it earlier. I gotta have it on here. MSG, the Garden, the world's most famous arena. I mean, it's hard not to have it on a list. I mean, regardless of like never being there or anything like that, but just growing up for me, when shows emulated from the Garden, it was like something special. Like you knew that like this was. Even you look back at like all the house shows, because if you look back, because I was a big, when I was growing up, I watched a fuck ton of the Coliseum video. They put out miscellaneous like mega matches and WrestleFest and all that shit, right? And a lot of those was like stuff that was taped at different venues. When it was at Madison Square Garden, though, you instantly knew the difference. They didn't even have to say they were at the Garden. You knew they were at the Garden. I think back to the early days and just the beginnings of WrestleMania, too, man. And, like, I can think of the iconic MSG mic coming down and Howard Finkel making those announcements.
That yellow MSG label.
And I think to like just the entrances for like were so different. Like for like started with I believe WrestleMania 10 really, where the X opens up, and then you think about throughout the years of great stuff that's happened in the Garden of great shows. I think of like SummerSlam '91 is one of my all time favorite SummerSlams. Fucking love that SummerSlam. I mean that's literally the show. That's where Bret Hart wins his first Intercontinental Championship. Like in one of the all-time great matches. So many great matches have had been in the Garden over the years. You think back to even Raw that's been held there. I think to like Mick Foley or Cactus Jack going up against Triple H. The Cactus Jack making his WWF debut.
Yeah.
You know, the
That Royal
first.
Rumble.
Oh God, Royal Rumble 2000, man.
Yeah.
My God, what a loaded show that was! Cactus Jack against Triple H in that street fight. The
Yeah.
Hardys and the Dudleys having their first table match and shit. They just fucking did an homage to it and a send off. A couple weeks ago at Bound for Glory.
Yeah. We talk about, the Don Morocco Jimmy Snuka match that seems that every fucking New York wrestler was at.
Yeah, really? Right?
Like every ECW and WWE guy who lived in New York at the time was, for some reason, all at that MSG show.
The only one I've seen that's legit's Foley. Like the others say, I think you can see the back
There
of
was a
maybe
video
Bubba's
of-
head.
Yeah, there's video clip of Bubba with his two friends.
Okay.
I've seen that, but it's just like there's 30 guys that claim they were there.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Which is hilarious. I'm like, all these guys who became pro wrestlers were all at this significant event at MSG.
I mean I think it's hard to argue on this one, Mike, but that arena has probably seen some of the most iconic moments in all of wrestling history. I mean, we've already described them. The curtain call was at the Garden.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that was at the Garden. I should have had this way higher. I now feel like a dick.
No, I don't think so, bro. Bruno Sammartino losing his WWF championship back in the day to Ivan Koloff. That was a huge thing.
You have fucking Bob Backlund in the white towel with Sheik.
Yep. I don't want to mention this, but the birth of Hulkamania is there. I mean, sorry, not fuck him, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, you can't deny the Garden with its rich history. Fuck, first Elimination Chamber was there.
Oh yeah.
Survivor Series 2002. Like, I mean, just so many great firsts and begin. Like the Garden is just like. The thing is, Mike, you could go like and not ever have a wrestling show at the Garden again, and it goes down in history as like still probably the greatest amongst a lot of people, and it's hard to argue. Well, this is our list, so this is our.
That's why it's the most famous building in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it has pictures of wrestlers adorned throughout the hallways. They've retired like wrestlers' names or whatever in that venue for crying out loud.
You get a plaque the first time you work an MSG show.
Yeah.
As a WWE superstar.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They like, hey, here's something to remember your first time being in this building.
Name me any other venue that does that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you can't beat it. It's the
God. What number was that for you?
That was my number 6.
Okay, so what's your number 5?
This.
Or did you do? Have you already done 2 back to back?
No. I think it was next number in your 5. Rotation. Yeah, we're good. All right, this venue is another iconic venue. It's right up there as far as I'm concerned with the Garden. So many incredible moments have happened here throughout the years. And just you could just tell. This is another one you can just tell like when something's going on there. And you could even say this is probably the West Coast's version of Madison Square Garden. I'm talking about the Cow Palace. The Cow Palace. Oh my God. You talk about some great moments happening in wrestling history. Like, I mean, you think back to like some of those. I think they did a couple Super Brawls there for WCW.
Yeah.
But in the old days, man, and like oh my God, just so many great iconic moments that's happened throughout there. Like all the greats that's worked that territory. For me personally, I also loved when New Japan worked it. I thought that was a huge show where they did Kenny against Cody. In the ladder match. Oh man, and then you get the pretty much finally the payoff of the split of the Bullet Club. But I mean, you even think back to like the 70s and shit. Like there's just, like I say, certain arenas have auras about themselves, and the Cow Palace is definitely one of those.
Yes.
So I had to have it high on my list. So I have it. I have it ranked at number 5. Some could argue, say it's a little bit higher than it should be, but I don't like I say, fuck it. It's our list, so
Yes. Facts. My number 5, a building that is no longer there in Texas, but a building that is so historic in professional wrestling history that it birthed the family. And I'm talking about the Sportatorium.
yes, sir.
There's something about that wooden goddamn barn that had no AC, but filled out every year with those damn Texans, every night with those damn Texans. And they were rowdy as hell.
Hot as
And
fuck.
I watch WCCW videos and I'm just like, how are they not dying? Like, it's the middle of August in Texas and there's no AC. They're in a barn. How is this not happening?
All that electrical equipment, all the lights.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being a wrestler? Oh shit.
Again, they were the first people to use big fancy lights like that. It was the first arena to do like music. Shout out to the Freebirds.
Yep.
You got guys who started their careers like the Von Erichs, like the Freebirds, like a Chris Adams and Gino Hernandez. The dynamic duo was one of my favorite heel tag teams when I started watching territory wrestling.
God, so many greats. Iceman King Parsons.
Kamala's young career.
Kabuki.
Yeah, Great Kabuki, the originator of the Green Mist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The guy who taught it to Muda, and then Muda's taught it to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, Gino is one of my biggest what ifs. If you're not familiar with Gino Hernandez, my God.
Fucking phenomenal.
That guy, if he had lived, there is no doubt about it in my mind. We would talk about him in the same light we talk about Ric Flair. He had
absolutely.
it. He had it. Like he had it.
He should have been a fucking big man who made millions in this business.
Mm-hmm. One of the biggest what ifs to me has always been Gino Hernandez.
And then even at like the later days of when they turned to USWA, but they were still working that building, you saw, a young Booker T and a young Stevie Ray.
Hell, even when it was before World Class switched over to USWA, you also got Steve Austin.
Yeah, Steve Austin
there too.
A young Taker had his debut
against Bruiser Brody, for God's sakes,
in that building.
Yeah.
Under a red mask.
Yeah. Hell, even JBL worked the Sportatorium too. I mean, so many greats have come through there.
Yeah, there's something so beautiful about that rickety old building when you want to watch old territory wrestling. That is just hell. That fucking company made a movie. Like, they get a movie made out of that situation.
Yeah.
In one of the best pro wrestling movies ever. Actually, the best. Fucking love the Iron Claw.
Yeah, Iron Claw is once again, I mentioned like the wrestling could be downright romantic, like that one. The story is super sad, but just looking at the passion, the movie was well done, and you just look at the passion of the Von Erichs and everybody else that worked in World Class too. It was just it was so fucking cool, man.
That ending scene makes me cry every time I watch it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How the fuck Zac Efron did not get nominated for an Oscar, I don't know.
How that movie didn't get nominated for any Oscars is bullshit.
Agreed.
My number 4 is kind of a homer, but it is a building, sadly, that we will soon enough by the end of the year we will not be able to see any more pro wrestling in. And it's the Roseland Theater.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Shout out to William Quintana and Prestige Wrestling. The Roseland Theater, who it was an old movie theater that Prestige Wrestling turned into a pro wrestling heaven for
Mecca. Yeah
over the last 8-10 years.
Yeah.
The matches that have came out of there, the talent that has worked there, that you have huge stars in pro wrestling buildings when they come out of contracts, like we want to work Prestige and we want to work the Roseland Theater. The Roseland Theater, for anyone who does not know about the Roseland events, they are like Clash of Champions, where they happen every few months, and it's the best of the best when it comes to pro wrestling, best of the best when it comes to Northwest talent against some of the best in the world in pro wrestling in general come into this building and make magic. I have never seen a bad Roseland event.
Yeah. I mean, even like not being as familiar with Prestige, I would say even this year, I don't think I even really got turned on to him till you. And I think one of the first shows I saw what was a Roseland. It was the one right before they did the big show that they do, like the big at the big venue. They do
The Viking Pavilion.
yeah, it was the one before that. But I just remember
Yes.
it was just like you can watch some wrestling, and there's just certain like that, and this is really how important the venue does play, is because it just looks cool. It just looks like a
Yeah.
cool. It's like I'm watching like an intimate like concert or something, like
Yes.
that venue. It's just one of those things where they can take something that wasn't meant to be there, pro wrestling not designed to be there, and just make it to where it's like, oh, this has belonged here all along. It's fucking
Yes.
cool. Like that's a great pick.
What is your number 4?
Number 4 for me. I will not call it by its current government name, but I am going to call it from what I know it as and what a lot of us old-time wrestling fans know. It still stands to this day. I am talking about the Rosemont Horizon. No, I'm not calling it the fucking Allstate Arena. It is the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago.
I forgot they changed that name. Fuck that.
Shit. Fuck that shit. It's the Rosemont Horizon, goddammit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You talk about like literally one of the most iconic moments in pro wrestling took place. The double turn between Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. One of the greatest wrestling matches of all time took place in that venue. Now I can say I have been to the Rosemont Horizon. I haven't been there for wrestling though, unfortunately. I was there for a fucking Reba McEntire concert. Yeah, I know. Weird.
That's hilarious. Of all things, that is funny as shit.
Yes. I it makes me sad too, but
that's
yeah.
great.
But it is what it is. But still, the Rosemont was just there was something just that Chicago crowd, man. Obviously the Austin Brett is peak, but you go back to even like WrestleMania 2 emulated from there. They had the classic, the Battle Royal, with the football players. But that wasn't
Go
like
to
the
the
best.
fridge.
Yeah, shout out to the fridge. R.I.P. William the Fridge. But you think about like that show, and I mean also too, I will say this with two, that wasn't like the last match on that portion of WrestleMania. It was actually the Bulldogs winning the tag titles for the first time from Dream Team, which is a great match. I believe Survivor Series was it 88 or 89?
Yes.
No, I think it's 89 happened there.
89.
I think, pretty sure.
Yeah.
And just anytime it seemed like when in the early 90s, when they would go to Chicago, it was always at the Rosemont Horizon.
Until United came along.
Till United came along, yes, the early 90s, like that become kind of the new home. And the United Center is great and all, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. To me, there's just something magical about the Rosemont Horizon. So it's number 4. It's number 4 on my list.
What is your number 3?
Number 3, you mentioned it earlier, my friend. It is the Sportatorium in Dallas, Texas. This was probably my biggest regret, what if, of not never getting a chance to go to the Sportatorium, because it just looked glorious.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, hot as balls. I don't care. Like just everybody wanting to be there, no matter what the fucking whatever the aesthetic or whatever the environment. I tell you one thing I think was really cool. And I'm sure you've seen this over the past, couple of years. People with these, they post these photos on like social media of like old sportatorium photos, and it's like behind the
Yes.
scenes stuff. And
Yeah.
you just see like they fucking got like you can see like where the concession stands is, and you can see they have like fucking cigarette machines, and stuff.
Yeah.
And
So good.
oh my god! And then there's a great you've probably seen this, but there's a great documentary on World Class. This isn't the one by WWE, but there's
I
another
know the one
one,
you're talking about. Yeah.
and
The
it's
independent wrestling company one. The independent.
real.
Yeah,
I think RF maybe it was no Jeremy Borash is like the
yeah,
same
it was a
people who
Jeremy
do
Borlash one
Forever
because he did
Hardcore
it. Yeah, because he
did
did the
this.
same. Do it at the same time as the hardcore homecoming one.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really cool though because they went there because Sportatorium's not even there anymore.
It's
like
demolished. Yeah,
it's been
that
demolished.
it should have been a landmark. It should have
And they
stayed up.
tried hard too. They
I
tried
know
awful
they did. I
hard
know the
too.
Von Erich family tried for
Yeah.
years to do it.
But if and I'm sorry, I apologize. I forget what the name of this documentary is. If you just look up World Class Documentary, you can probably find it. But it's really cool because they take Kevin and they go through the sportatorium, this abandoned sportatorium, and you can see once was. Like, I mean, the buildings wore down. I mean, like they've got the seats are caving in and shit. But he goes even. It's so cool, man, because you can see, like, it takes you up to where like Fritz's office was and stuff. Like you can see where they did the bookings and stuff. And it was kind of like the crow's nest kind of like type thing, But it's just the sportatorium is just going to be, I think as big as the garden is, like to me the sportatorium is for like a true wrestling fan. That's the be all end all. The sportatorium, man.
Yes.
Massive shout out to our good buddy Nicholas. He actually has a incredible tattoo of the sportatorium on him,
It does.
and it's sick, dude. It's so sick. Like it looks. You're just looking right outside the sportatorium, man. So had to have it high on my list. The sportatorium was number 3 for me.
My number 3 is, again, I'm going to go back-to-back Homer situation. It's the home of Defy. It's the Washington Hall.
Okay.
There's something about those fans when the show starts and they are screaming Defy, and the crowd and the audio or the ring announcer is like, Defiance, welcome home. And there's something about that theater, that a building that was made for plays, that was built in like the early 1900s. That's just that the with the people
ceiling?
going up to the
Oh,
top.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And it's packed. There's no room in there, from what I'm told, because I have friends that go to the every Defy show and they're like, you can barely stand, you can barely walk around because we packed that building to the Tims, and they're into every match. There's never a dull moment when the crowd is red hot. And it's again close knit where the fans are like right there, where you can like a wrestler is going to hit you if it goes out to the crowd. Like, be careful. It is phenomenal. There's something about Washington Hall that to me it is my number 2 is like the face of independent wrestling, but when it comes to independent wrestling now, that's like I think of Washington Hall. And just the close knit of what independent wrestling should be.
Yeah. That's now they run out of their that's kind of like their home kind of headquarters,
Yes.
right? They don't run every show out of there, do they? I don't think.
They will sometimes leave, but that is pretty much every show is
Like
that
if they're in Washington State, that's where they're running. But
Yes,
like if
it's
they
literally-
outside of
yeah. And they rarely go out of Washington. Like they'll do the GCW the collective.
Yep, I
They'll
was
sometimes do shows every few months in Portland, but they stay in Seattle and they stay at Washington Hall.
matter of fact, the show this weekend's there, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big one too. John Moxley's going to be on that one.
Yes, I'm super excited about that event.
Yeah, great
Um,
pick.
My number 2 is a tiny little building in Reseda, California, the American Legion Hall.
Okay, PWG, right?
Yes,
Okay, let's go.
the home of PWG. The fans standing right on the ring as wrestlers are fucking flying and brawling everywhere. And it is the smallest venue. Like, I've seen fans get hurt because that crowd is just so packed in there. Like, there's a great video and shoot interview where Trent talks about accidentally capo kicking someone in the head because fans wouldn't get out the fucking way during a match.
Sounds accurate.
And like the matches that happen there, like I think of like the great El Generico Kevin Steen matches, what the Young Bucks did to make them what they are now. Candice LeRae bloodying herself.
God, she was a mess in that match against the Bucks.
Yes.
Oh man.
Multiple matches. She did this regularly.
Yeah.
You have the face and the guy who the godfather of PWG and Super Dragon and the crazy shit he was doing.
Yeah.
That just got the fans hyped every time they Super Dragon was a god there. And then when you had big names come through, they were so appreciative of when a released talent would make a PWG debut. They did things for legends like battle royals, which weren't the best battle royals, but god damn it, did those PWG fans love that when those old men would try to throw each other over the top rope.
I mean, my favorite moment, like you probably already know where I'm going with this. The fucking human centipede with Juice and Thunder
Yes.
Liger.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That
with the thumbs up the ass. Like, listen to this list of wrestlers: Jeff Cobb, Matt Riddle, Chuck Taylor, Aleister Black, I think, right?
Yeah.
God, help me out. There's some more here.
I can't think of all of them right
It's
now.
just like Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
It's just like these huge stars now, and literally Juice and Thunder Liger comes in and like he bends over, and I can't remember, was it Ciampa was the first one that stuck the thumb?
Yes.
But they all come in
end with Juice and Thunder Liger, and he looks around like, "What the fuck is happening?"
and
And he's like, "Okay."
and they all like stick their thumbs up the ass, and then Liger's doing this walking around, and they're it's so fucking great.
My
It's so
my
ridiculous.
favorite PWG moment, which comes because of the fans, is Trent Beretta's explosion, the grenade.
Oh yeah, that's
The
fucking great.
grenade. You do the slow mo where they're wrestling in slow motion. Fun, hilarious. You have the dance offs.
Yeah. There's a lot of great comedy wrestling that happened there too.
Yes, and stuff like that can't happen in a big building. Like you
No.
have to have a tiny ass place like Reseda, California, to have a moment like that.
I think of like when it looked like Cedric Alexander practically killed Candice LeRae too.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
with the exploding.
Oh
the-
my.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you were talking about? I thought you were talking about the grenade, the thing with what's his name?
No, I'm talking about he threw a fake grenade and they all like.
Oh, that's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were talking about. I got you.
But that moment with Cedric Alexander when he did the backbreaker on
Oh my
Candice and
God.
she flipped the fuck out like she had got hit by a car is crazy.
It's one of the sickest looking moves I've ever seen. Like,
Which
I thought
is
she was
hilarious.
dead.
That was the second time they did that. Because they did it the first time when she came to Carolina to his home promotion.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and Cedric was like, "Hey, can you take this?" She was like, "Yeah," and then she over exaggerated it, and like he was like, "Fuck, they're gonna think I killed her."
Yeah, it's
But yeah, no.
so many great PW. That's a great pick, dude.
Yeah. What is your number one?
Well, I still got my number 2.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
what is your number
Yep,
two?
so it's okay. It's okay. Number 2 for me was always a bucket list, and I'm so fortunate to say I did get to go there, and the order of it, it lived up to the hype and then some. I'm talking about 2300 in Swanson. I am talking about the ECW arena. Of course, now it's known as the 2300 arena, but dude, like I talk about this to this day. My favorite wrestling memories as a kid, flipping channels at 1 a.m. in the morning, and I turn it over to Prime Sports. And what do I see? Professional wrestling. I'm like, this isn't wrestling I recognize. And just seeing this kind of this dingy looking arena. And then I'll never forget, like, as a adolescent young man, seeing where a wrestler show I don't know at the time, but Tommy Dreamer, Shane Douglas, and Raven in the ring, and they're talking. There's banter back and forth between them, and then literally they're talking about like Tommy Dreamer's girlfriend cheating on him, and it's not a he, Tommy. It's not a he.
I
And then
love Leah.
Kimona Wanalea kissing Beulah McGilligut, and I'm like, what? And then Tommy with the emphasis, I'll take them both. I'm hardcore. I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? And
They
I
got
was
banned
hooked.
off of television for that too.
Well, the funny thing is that was my first show I saw of theirs, and dude, you can damn sure I was staying up every Friday. That was a highlight. I had to watch ECW, and of course, all those shows pretty much emulated from the ECW arena. Like,
Yeah.
you just think of like the thing is, Mike, with the in my memory, the ECW arena is really the first arena I can think of where it was an important part of the storytelling of the matches,
Yes.
because they would utilize that arena. Like, they would
Absolutely.
fight in the crowd. There's the nest. We all know about the nest.
Yeah.
You know, they would do crazy spots out of that. Just my God, the beginnings of what is a lot of people's favorite wrestling promotion of all time. People, y'all can talk about the fucking attitude era and shit you want. I get it, whatever. But fuck WWF, fuck WCW at that time frame. It's all about ECW in that time frame in their early days. That's what I love in that era. It was ECW. That was the piece de resistance, the creme de la creme. Like, and that arena was such a huge part. I mean, we got to see brawling on the outside. That was one of those venues too, where like I knew what I kind of anticipated when I went there the first time, and just because I can think of so many. I can think of fucking Mysterio and Hoovy doing the Hurricane Rana and shit off the
Off
car.
the lawsuit.
Yeah. So many great fucking moments. Fast forward, fortunate enough, like when they announced WrestleMania 40 going to Philly, like, and I knew I was going, I was like, I got to get to the arena, even if it's just to go there, not necessarily for a show, but to just go there just to fucking be there.
Yeah.
And thank God they actually ran shows there. So this is good. This is pretty wild for me. My first show at that arena was actually a Stardom show. It's the only Stardom show I've ever been to.
I forgot they ran there that weekend.
They did. Megan Bain was in the main event. They did. Tony Storm made a surprise appearance. Mina Shirakawa was there, teaming with Mariah. They were doing that whole deal. Great show, man. And I just remember, I can remember, dude, we took an Uber there. I'm gonna shoot straight with you. Like, we took an Uber there, and when we're pulling up on it, like, I started to kind of tear up. Because I was just like, holy shit, I'm fucking here, Mike. I'm finally fucking here. Like, this is it.
If I ever get to Philadelphia, I'm gonna do the same thing. I know I am.
And you get there and it's just like, wow, this is, you think of so many great moments, and it was so crazy, dude. When we got there, obviously packed weekend, the lines out the wazoo, but it's like the only time where I've ever stood outside of the line for a wrestling show where I was like, I was just taking it in. It was just so fucking cool. We were taking pictures on my phone of the outside too, and I like where we were standing. We were around the corner, and you could see like the secured area, you know, where the talent comes in and stuff. And there's still the barbed wire still up there, and you can still see fucking graffiti on the walls over on the bridge and shit like that. It's just like, wow. And then you get in there, and it's like definitely a night and day difference than what it was in back in the day. They've done a really phenomenal job of turning that
I've heard
into
the renovations are amazing.
Oh my god, it's like going to like some fucking yuppie like concert hall or something. Like they have a great bar area. They have the bathrooms and everything's clean. Which when you go there too, you have to go to the men's bathroom because that's where the ECW mural is. Fucking cool as shit. And then of course you get in there and then you have the banners and stuff. But that wasn't the only show I went to there. I did. So like when they announced the show, I was like, I don't care. I gotta go, just because it's in the ECW
You went to the
arena.
Battleground show, didn't you?
I was at the Battleground show, and this was where it was the Dudley Boys against Onita, and at the time a mystery partner who had ended up being Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
So, granted, many years later, but it's I got to say I can officially say I got to see the Dudley Boys against fucking Tommy Dreamer in the ECW arena. And Onita too. And I think that was Onita's first match in the ECW arena.
All right. So technically, yes, first match. He made 2 appearances in ECW in '98 that led to nothing.
Yeah, but I don't think it was in the arena though.
No, he made 1 appearance where he attacked. They had the lights off. He comes out and he starts like he attacked a couple guys and then he just stood there and smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
It was awkward as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Dudleys. But yeah, that's it. He legit, it was nothing outside of that. It was supposed to be something, but there was financial like
like I knew the match wasn't going to be spectacular or anything, and like I knew the thing is it's
legends.
That the reason I went to that show was because it's the ECW arena. I had to be there to see those guys, those, and there was other great legends. I got to see Shane Douglas wrestle in the ECW arena there. Yeah. He was against CW Anderson, and he come out with Francine.
That Battleground card was dope.
Yeah, it was. If I'm really being brutally honest,
on paper that card was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was just like compared to all the other shows that was running that night, like the Joey Janela Spring Break was a million times better. Sorry, but the thing of it is, this is that aura of the arena. I had to be there. This is the coolest story I can tell you about this.
Because that was like their tribute to the arena, like show.
It was. Yeah. But the coolest story I can tell you, man, is we're waiting inside to get to this one too, and like once again, it's just a cool behind the scenes moment. We see like an Uber come up and drop off. Fucking Masato Tanaka got dropped off by his Uber right in front of us. I was just like, what the fuck? And then, and I think I even did a TikTok.
Drew Meaty was chilling out there.
Sandman. It was Sandman. Sandman was running around with a beer and a cane. But this is like coolest story, the coolest fucking thing. Maybe one of the coolest fucking things I've ever got to experience as a wrestling fan. The Sandman's entrance in the ECW arena. Enter the Sandman, and this is where it gets really cool, dude. He's running around and stuff. Sandman literally, because we were in third row, Sandman literally is walking on chairs by me. He walks by me, and he's about to fall. He's like, "Hey, big guy!" And he like literally puts his hand on me, and I'm holding this, Mike. I'm holding the Sandman up. He's drinking a fucking beer in the ECW arena, and I'm like, life does not get better than this.
Facts.
Like, just fucking so fucking cool. But that arena, man, it is always, that's another one. Hopefully it's there for many years to come. Yeah. But if you never want another wrestling show out of there, it's going to be one of the most iconic ones of all time. It's the ECW arena. It's great.
So, what is your number one?
Okay, number one. Before I get to number one, I'm going to give you some honorable mentions I had, and I
Okay.
really wish I should have fucking put Hammerstein, because Hammerstein was a magnificent one. But here's some honorable mentions. Cork and Hall. Well, I think Cork and Hall is just like I personally I love the Tokyo Dome, but Cork and Hall is probably the top, like I would say, arena there to go to in Japan where
It's
everybody
definitely
wants
an
to.
honorable mention bucket list from me.
Yeah. Louisville Gardens, an iconic venue. So many great shows there throughout the years. Kind of one of a recent one. I really dig when GCW does their shows here at the Showboat. The
Oh,
Showboat in
yeah.
New Jersey, that's a great venue, I think. The Cobo Hall in Detroit, great wrestling venue. The Boston Garden. Boston Garden back in the day was like dope as shit. Of course, this is another one that's so fucking iconic, right up there with like the ECW Arena, Sportatorium, and Cow Palace MSG, the Mid South Coliseum. Great, great fucking venue. But for my number one, this is a personal choice because I'll explain to you why. For me, this venue I've been to several times, and it holds a special place in my heart because this is where I truly kind of fell back in love again with pro wrestling. Because I remember it like it was yesterday, man. Like I was watching wrestling. Like I got out of wrestling like in the mid 2000s, got back into it in like the 2010s with watching New Japan and stuff. But I wanted to go to this arena when there was a show announced, and unfortunately I couldn't make it. Sold out instantaneously. And then the couple of shows was run here. I think this was the third one they did. I want to say maybe the second one. And I got lucky somehow, and I got tickets. I scored tickets. I was just like, "Oh, this is cool." And this was actually, you look back at the history of this channel. This channel kind of got started. This was like when I started this up. Like I knew there were certain things I wanted to do in series, but it was still like a work in progress because I wasn't even doing fucking wrestling podcasts at this point, right? I was starting to do like experiences and vlogs and stuff. This is this weekend's the very first kind of big weekend we ever did on this channel, from events that occurred on this weekend. But I'm talking about the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Of course, this is where the very first All In ever occurred.
Okay, yeah.
Now, I was there for that All Out in 2021 is what I'm talking about. That's why I was in town for. But I remember, excuse me, going to the Now Arena for like my first experience there was like a Rampage taping. This was back when they just did Rampage and they did Dark and shit, right?
Yeah.
They were doing Rampage live. And just like the feeling in that arena was like, okay, this is cool. It's a big arena, but it's also kind of close to like I can't describe it's a really cool fucking arena. And also too, as an old man, I gotta admit I love the location because it's literally fucking right in the middle of a cornfield pretty much.
That's
There's
hilarious.
not so it's like literally there's like over on the left, there's kind of like you can see like the cornfields and shit. And then you can see the Now Arena, pretty good size, and it's right next to a main event bowling alley. Matter of fact, funny story, like their Uber, they don't if anybody going to the Now Arena, don't plan on Ubering home because it's a bitch. Unless you go over to walk over to the main event bowling alley and you can Uber there. But anyways, I digress. It's just a cool setting, man. It's a cool venue, but it holds a special place for me because like I say, that weekend, dude, that weekend meant so much to me because it really kind of developed really what this channel has kind of evolved into because it started with just going to wrestling shows and stuff. And that was the first ones I ever documented on this channel was from that weekend going to that Now Arena. And that All Out, my God, that All Out was so fucking special. Like, great card. I mean, my God, I got to see the Lucha Brothers against the Young Bucks in a cage. and one of the most talked about cage matches in pro wrestling history. You also, whether you love the man or hate the man, got to see CM Punk's return to a wrestling ring for the first time in like over 5 years at that point against Darby Allin. And then you get to the main event. Great matchup with Christian Cage and Kenny Omega. But the aftermath, the double debut. Never has my voice been so hoarse from like anything but that. Because I mean, I was losing my shit when Adam Cole came out. But then when Danielson comes out too, it's just like you're double dipping and you're like, holy shit. Like we're getting 2 fucking debuts in the same night. And to me, that's what started the itch. That's what got me to like, okay, I'm watching it on TV, but I have to go to these shows. I have to document going to these shows. And this is, like I say, this is where it really developed, where this is one of the big things we do here on Cole TV. I've always tried to do is go to wrestling shows, document the experience, and most importantly, it's like you're there with us, just so you can feel some of that incredible feeling of being in that crowd, of being in that atmosphere, and being in that environment, and just seeing like how fucking great pro wrestling live can be.
Yeah.
So I'm biased, but the Now Arena is always going to hold a special place in my heart, and it's number 1 for me. Also got to take B-roll to his first. Well, no, that's not true. I think we went. Forbidden Door was the first AEW show.
Yeah,
He
I was about to
technically,
say, wasn't it Forbidden Door?
pay-per-view he went to, but he did go with me to All Out too. This I went to 2. I went to 2 All Outs there. I've been to a Rampage, and I've been to 2 Rampages there. And I'm excited to say I will be there this December for World's End. And cool thing is, we're going to take you all along with us. I'm really excited about that one too, because I'm taking a huge shout out to my friends Greg and Emily. They're going with me, and this is going to be their first AEW show. So that it's going to be another chapter amongst many of just great moments and great times I feel like I've had at the Now Arena. Like, one more quick story I'm going to say here. It's funny. We were heading to the arena that day for All Out. This was the second year I went. And like, we're just bullshitting around. It's me, Brent, and my buddy Matt. And like, the radio's playing, we're singing, being stupid and silly. And like, my hat, my AEW hat blew out my car window, right? And we backtrack to go get it, and there's these 2 girls that are heading to the Now Arena. And they were like, here's your hat. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. It's like, do you guys want to ride? And I guess they just looked at us and are like, nope, we're good. So it's like, yeah, which I don't blame them. I mean, shit, look at this ugly mug. But anyways, a lot of great moments there at the Now Arena. It's just, like I say, dude, it's so historical to me in my mind, because of just like I say, where we've come on this channel. Fuck, you look at, we've done over 100, 200 different wrestling vlogs now since then. But it all started there at the Now Arena. It all started with that weekend. So it'll always hold a special place in my heart. It's always going to be number 1 to me.
Yeah. My number 1 is the 2300. So when I first saw this building, I knew nothing about ECW. I actually first saw this building when it was the Combat Zone, when it was ZZW Arena. Shout out to John Zandig. Shout out to guys like Sick Nick Commando, Justice Payne, Nick Gage. I knew nothing. I knew of ECW. I had actually found ECW a few months beforehand, before I found ZZW, but they were already out of the arena. Like, they weren't doing shows in the arena anymore. So when I found ZZW, they were doing shows in the arena. And yeah, that close-knit, crazy, rowdy crowd screaming for blood and violence, and great wrestling. The Nest, the crazy shit the ZZW talent was doing off of that building, off of that little stand called the Nest.
Hell, John Sandig's probably responsible for a lot of the renovations fucking there and tear down too.
Yeah. And then and it wasn't just ZZW. I found the arena in what was, some say, the best moments of the arena, because you had 4 different wrestling companies in the Philly Wrestling Wars doing shows there every weekend. And I had a friend whose dad rented tapes, and that's how I found it. But you had ZZW, you had Ring of Honor, you had that piece of shit Rob Black and XPW, but then you had 3PW,
3PW, right? Yeah.
and then you had Chikara,
Yeah.
and Ring of Honor, and it's just like there were wrestling shows there every weekend in that mid 2000s era. That just was like, it made that building feel important. That like, okay, this building's so big that every wrestling company in the Northeast wants to work there. Pro Wrestling Unplugged too. Shout out Johnny Cashmere and R.I.P. Trent Acid. But yeah, there's something so special about even the fans. There's fans there that are like just as recognizable as the arena itself.
That's a great point.
That's in that front row.
Straw hat guy.
Straw hat guy, the guy with the long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the hippie dude. Yeah, there's just something beautiful about the new Alhambra Arena, aka Viking Hall, aka the 2300. But yes, I actually had a friend who did. He trained there.
Oh, cool.
My friend Jay Free, who I know through Battle Rap, and then getting to know him, I found out he trained through the ZZW Wrestling Academy.
Oh,
Was
wow.
trained
And they
by
ran
DJ
it,
Hyde and Dahmer and whatnot.
and they ran it right out of the arena there.
Yeah,
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you imagine saying you learned to become a pro wrestler in the ECW arena? That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number one.
That's a perfect number one, dude. I can't. Oh man, that's so good. Here's the thing, ECW is if ECW is definitely the foundation of that arena, but if you don't have CCW, you don't have those Philly companies running in the 2000s.
That building's.
I think you could be talking about in the same vein as the Sportatorium. It probably wouldn't be there. But now that building is going to live on in the annals of time. I don't see it shut down anytime soon.
No,
Like,
especially with
still...
they have the hardcore Hall of Fame banners there.
Mm-hmm.
They do tours. Like,
yeah,
there's wrestlers from Philly that still live around the arena that just go up and hop in.
Meanie's still around
that's
there.
Why I asked you about Meanie, because I know he just hangs around the building because he lives.
There's a bar not too far from there. He frequents a lot. I know.
Yeah,
I only know that mainly through like talking to his wife. I think. Yeah. It was his fiance at the time, but wife. But yeah, dude, it's that's the ECW arena is everything you can ask for. Like the whatever you want to call it, 2300 arena, the Viking Hall, whatever. It's just one of those. It was meant to host a pro wrestling show. It's just it goes backtrack to what we were talking about earlier, where aesthetically you wouldn't think a wrestling show would emulate out of there.
No.
But once it does, you're just like, this was meant to be.
I think those are the best venues.
They are. They really are. Yeah. The ones that aren't supposed to meant to be, but they're just they get rejuvenated, and it's just like, oh my god, yeah. Like you can't see wrestling not happen there.
Yeah, the ugly, like out of place of buildings are the best for pro wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great pick, man. Great list too, by the way.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
But so again, that was Running the Ropes and us talking about the greatest wrestling venues of all time. XLJ, do one last plug-a-palooza.
I do like a good plug-a-palooza. Well, as we've talked about earlier at the beginning of the show, next week is one of our biggest weeks of the year here on Cole TV. It is Halloween week. So we've got all sorts of spooky and ghoulish and spooktacular shows coming your way. Kicks off next Monday, October 27th with the brand new Pro Wrestling 60. Then from there, we go into Colecast, the Horror Effect Part 5, where I have an in-depth conversation with the Will Gray about horror movies, man. It's a really good conversation. There's a idea Will throws out there about a horror film franchise that just blows my fucking mind. Like, it's crazy, like how you just gotta tune in and watch the show. Just tune in and watch it. They'll be coming to you this Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we are going to take a look back at one of our very first specials we did over here on the channel. It's the Chub Life Halloween special. You know, we miss Chubby every day, but his spirit lives on in this channel. And we're going to take a look back at the Chub Life Halloween special. That'll be coming to you this Wednesday. And then Thursday's the big one, folks. October 30th. It's the 5th annual Cole TV Halloween special. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I honestly think this is the best special we've done to date. We went to so many cool like attractions and Halloween themed places. You're going to want to check that out for sure. And it all concludes on Halloween night, Friday night movie night. Spin the wheel, make the deal 3. And I got to tell you, the movie that we watched, this was probably one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen. But it makes for a lot of hilarity that will ensue. But that's all coming to you this upcoming week on Cole TV. But don't take my word for it. Take his word.
It's Halloween week. At Cole TV, there's only one way to celebrate that. Not with trick-or-treating, not with candy, not with horror movies. You know, there's time to watch horror movies. I'm going to have sex with a rainbow bright doll. She's honestly only 40 years old, so, you know, completely legal. Watch Halloween week on Cole TV.
Go see. Eat dip squirrels and chocolate.
There you go. Alabaster Lugosi will be back. All your favorite Cole TV characters. Ghoul Gish is back this year too as well. Oh man, it's just it like I say, Halloween week is one of our favorite times of the year here, and we're so excited for this year being our 5th year, our 5th Halloween week we've done on this channel, and for it being the 5th year, you know we've got to have an epic Halloween week, and that's what's going to happen. And like I say, it all kicks off Monday, October 27th. So excited.
Well, thank y'all for joining us for this episode of Learning the Ropes. Y'all have a good night, and we will see you next time.
See you at Halloween week.